live. How's it going, Calvin?
Pretty good.
We are here with Calvin Waite, the DigiByte Comm Talk from Coinbook. Now, I just wanted to get you on here because I've seen you before about a year ago, hasn't it been? And I've always thought you were a really nice guy. You still are, And so,
Yeah.
I wanted to get into a brief little introduction about how you got into cryptocurrency. And yeah, start there.
Yeah. So I'm one of the kind of the old people around the block by now. I didn't realize how early I'd gotten into it, but I was introduced to Bitcoin before the first halving. So I had a friend come up to me at a park and he's like, "Hey, I know you're interested in trading. You do stocks and options and whatever. And I have something that is like financial in nature and it's digital." And he's like, "It's called a Bitcoin." And I was like, "Okay, that's weird." And but it was back in December. No, it was actually October of 2012. So the first halving was coming up pretty quick. And anyway, he told me, "Hey, it's a digital currency, and it's trading for." I've been selling these things, mining them on my computer and selling them for about $5. And he's like, "I've made $400." So he'd
Wow.
mined himself a pile of Bitcoin and didn't realize kind of what it was. And for me, I was like, "Wait a sec, you're telling me that a digital coin is worth more than $1?" And that kind of just blew my mind because I figured anything digital could have been copied and pasted. And the fact that it was trading for more than $1, I was like, well, there's something weird going on because markets don't behave like this. Something can't be worth more than $1 unless there's some serious economics going on. And so I was like, "I'm interested." We're like, "What is it? Like, how on earth is it worth more than $1?" And he's like, "Well, there'll never be more than 21 million. And it's you can trade it electronically and everything else." And I was like, "Wow, I want to buy some. How do I get these?"
Yeah.
And it started me off on the whole rabbit hole, which I've not come up for air for over 8 years now. So
That's awesome. Okay. So I've also, what I briefly said that I saw you like a year ago or something like that, or a little longer. I'm not quite sure about the time, but I saw this interview and you were like the head honcho for Coinbook. And I looked into Coinbook and found out it was like an American exchange. Is that correct?
yeah. So
And yeah, so can you talk a little bit about that and, possibly the ups and downs and how it worked and the ups and downs of that whole thing?
yeah, so the idea behind it was that me and a friend, it was the original friend that helped introduce me to what Bitcoin was. We kind of got involved in a crypto thing where we had managed to buy a bunch of coins from an exchange that went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And it was just a total moonshot. Like we could get totally scammed and lose a ton of money, or this might actually be legit and it could work out for us. And miraculously, all this happened back in 2017, the beginning of 2017.
Okay.
And we ended up making a decent amount of money back then, and enough so that we were like, "Hey, we've kind of got the rich uncle problem where rich uncle dies, hands you a bunch of money, and you're like, either this is just going to be spent on garbage and it'll be gone in 5 minutes, or we could actually try to create a business."
Okay.
And the problem we were facing was that the US seemed underserved, and the few that were out there weren't really serving. We just didn't feel like it was going along with the ethos of crypto, where coins were being fractionally reserved, and there was just lots of wide margins and just no transparency. Like, people would get onto Coinbase and they'd buy something and then realize that they'd spent $15 in a fee and they'd only bought $50 worth of crypto or something. And it was just like,
yeah, it was a really shaky ground when you're getting into crypto. So you saw possibly an opportunity to make things a little better. And what I saw when I signed up, and it was a basket. You had, first of all, you had several cryptocurrencies,
Yeah.
even some that I didn't even really know about, but majority of them were like UTXO blockchains. Like you could
Yeah.
mine each and every one of them. But I bought this thing called forgot what it was, but a block or a basket, and it had Bitcoin, Litecoin, and DigiByte in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So back then, I had gone to a conference and met a group called Block 30.
Oh yeah,
And they
right.
approached me and they were like, hey, we'd really like to do some kind of a mutual fund and see if we could do something where we could present a basket of coins so people don't have to, people that are a little less nerdy, that don't like to look at each individual thing, they can just kind of buy a mutual fund of coins and move on with their lives. And so since we were an exchange and we had talked to them and hit it off pretty well, they decided to join us, and we sort of partnered, and they would kind of do some marketing and bring some people into us, and we hosted the products themselves. And so we had these blocks of DigiByte Litecoin and Bitcoin so that people could just buy them in one shot. We tried to keep things simple, but just to kind of answer your question, what happened with the exchange was that um, my partner who introduced me to Bitcoin, so we were 50-50 partners,
Mm.
and he ended up with stage 4 cancer.
Ooh,
And by the diagnosis, all the way till he passed away, it was 6 months. So with that, and
wow.
then the company started growing pretty quick, and we were starting to run out of runway. And this is back when Bitcoin was dipping down to like $4,000.
Yeah, I remember.
So we were running into like we needed a cash infusion to keep things going, and I just didn't have the right connection, so it just wasn't working. And since I was taking on more risk because I was trying to protect his widow and things like that, it just got really messy, and I just decided
Wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that, Calvin. I had no idea what was going on. All I remember, everything was
yeah,
great, and then it all came to even the customer service. I don't know who that was. Were they related to you, or were they the guy that was stage 4 cancer? They were super nice as well. The best customer service I have ever had, and I was so torn. I just got into, the
yeah.
basket thing, and I was just so upset.
Yeah, so I did everything. I was customer service, I was partners, I was design on the site and strategy and everything. I was so like overwhelmed with everything. And
So
so
I was talking to you when I called customer
yeah, I
service.
was
I was like,
answering
"Hey,
everything.
I don't know if you remember this conversation, but I was like, hey, it'd be really cool if you had like trading uh, sessions with some of your customers, like trying to give them like maybe a little window on the site that says, hey, if you need help with your trading, or give some kind of algorithm on the Coinbook
Mhm.
website. I was suggesting that, and you're like, either you or someone else was like, well, I don't, you know, that is a good idea. Well, I have to talk to some people, so
Yeah.
I can't just do that.
Well, it was kind of like we did have some great ideas, and it was really fun to interact with the community like that. And me doing the support tickets kind of gave me an idea of what people wanted. So it was actually really strategic, like pretty smart to kind of be in tune with what was going on. But we just kind of had such a small build window that we were working on some kind of major builds, and some of the cool features that we'd have loved to do just couldn't quite get out. But so it was kind of interesting because the way it worked out was that I was I've always been more of the kind of trader and finance guy, and I love the trading and the crypto and um, kind of looking for opportunities. Like that's kind of my strength.
Yeah,
And
I've noticed that.
originally, I was like, if I could do that, I'd be set. But I'd feel a little lazy because I'm not really contributing much back to the world. And so when this whole thing went down, we were pretty honest guys. So we went ahead and made sure everyone got their money back. Actually, I actually lost a decent amount. So what we had is like not what
Don't
we used to
don't feel
have.
don't feel bad. I got everything back off Coinbook except or I say the trading part. I got the sitting back except Litecoin, but it was such a small amount. I was like,
Oh, really?
you know what? It's lost and found. Take it.
Well, yeah, there we still have some coins that are on the site, and everyone that requests them, I give them to them.
Oh
I,
wow.
yeah, I'm still giving them out if people still are trying to liquidate. There's not a
Oh,
ton,
okay.
but
So there was no time limit. That's the last
no,
thing I heard there that
yeah.
you sent me. There's no time limit. Go ahead and get your coins off the exchange. But I got my Bitcoin, my DigiByte, but I couldn't get the Litecoin off there. And it's been so long. I don't even know what my account password and all those things were.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to hold anything hostage. We could work on it after if you want. I'll get you whatever you had.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. I think I put in like either $300 to $600, and it automatically divided it up. That was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I like that feature. You mentioned Block 30 Labs. Is there anything still between you and them, or what's going on there?
Yeah, so that's the cool thing is that I kind of kept in touch with them, and they had been working on a project called Humble, and they've been kind of they're really working hard. But on the side, I kind of mentioned to them, hey, I've programmed some trading bots now, and I have about 110 different coins that my bots are just running on 24 hours a day, and they're profitable, man. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm doing okay, and it's kind of fun because part of the reason I'm doing the YouTube channel is just because there are so many people that just don't understand how markets work, and they just get absolutely killed. And I've always been kind of the guy that likes to kind of root for the underdog a little bit and kind of help people that are that just aren't aware of kind of some pitfalls. Well, anyway, this Block 30 group, they approached me after talking about this, and I say, remember that idea how you had like a mutual fund idea? I was like, we could create some trading bots that would automatically allocate funds for a customer, and not only like buy a basket of maybe 3 or 5, but we could do 30 or 100. Like we could make this really broad if we wanted to.
That's
And
a
they
great
love
idea.
the idea. And so I've been working with them, and I've sort of partnered with them. Like, even though I'm still kind of messing around with Coinbook's just kind of my own little pet project now. It's not trying to be a big international thing. But the Block 30, I've joined them as their chief investment officer.
Oh
And
wow.
we have 3 different trading strategies. So this is all separate from their Humble thing. But one is going to be an index thing where people can just buy a basket, and we will kind of do a smart rebalancing and keep things going for like people that don't care to trade a lot. And then they
Wow.
came up with the idea of these like baskets that are themed. So for if you're interested in privacy or government or UTXO, you can buy a basket of just those type of coins. So you can kind of get exposure to certain risks or different verticals within the crypto space. It's really cool. I mean, this is
So
neat stuff.
is this in the works, or
It's in
is
the
this?
works.
It is.
Yeah. So there's no public official declaration yet since we're still building. But when it's done, they're going to be making a lot of noise, and we're doing exactly with them what I was trying to do with Coinbook. So all those features are going to be available. And the final thing we're doing is we're doing actively traded funds. So you could buy a basket of 10 different coins, but I will actively trade them, looking for swings in the market, and so that way you can kind of notch up the risk and notch up the reward a little bit. But I'm working with them on all of this, and it's going to be really cool. Once it goes live, I'm going to be talking about it a lot and letting people know. So this is definitely, this is early, and nothing's like been published or official. So don't take this as any kind of official notice, but
But this
we're
is the
working on stuff.
official interview of Calvin Wade, right?
I'm Calvin Waite.
Yeah.
So we're working on it, and I'm
Now, guys,
excited.
I just want to be completely honest. He shocked me when he said this. So, Block 30 Labs, Humble, Block 30 Labs, Basket Investments. This is great news, guys. So, everybody that was like super wanted to know what's Block 30 Labs doing, here you go. I mean, it's still going on. And
Yeah,
it's just really, I'm really glad I discovered this through this interview we set up. And by the way, I'm sorry I was late this morning.
you're good. But I know this is a kind of a DigiByte channel, and so I want
Yes,
to let you all know that Block 30 Labs loves DigiByte. They have people working with them that absolutely love DigiByte, and so DigiByte's going to be exposed to most of these. I'm pretty sure all of them, and this could give potentially millions of dollars of exposure to DigiByte over the next, as it grows.
that's cool.
It's all still early and it's all pie in the sky right now, but it could really pay some dividends for the DigiByte community. So it's something to get excited about.
It is. I do have some people in the chat. They're mainly talking about, I made it. Go DigiByte. Jesus Giant. Everybody. Blaz is here. He's the famous meme lord for DigiByte. And then, of course, we got J Dog. He's been following me. I mean, ever since I came out as Script Skynet doing news reports for DigiByte. And let's see, Kevin here. Okay, we'll see. Hey, we'll see what Calvin has to say about that, Kevin. We'll just see. And then, I did. There you go, Block 30 Labs info. So that is awesome. Let's see. Am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting anything? Or you know what? We need to talk about your YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit about that, because you've you've stated that you trade cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for a living, and you have
Yeah.
a successful, fast growing trading signals in your own way. I mean, I've never seen it before, and it's on YouTube called Coinbook, correct?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've just kind of made my YouTube channel on Coinbook. So I'm just kind of doing it as my pet project. But so here's the funny thing. Most people that are talking about trading on YouTube, they have some kind of ulterior motive. I can't talk.
Yeah. Oh, and I get
But so
bad,
why would anybody talk about trading, right? It's because they're trying to sell their premium products or whatever.
Okay.
Well, Coinbook doesn't have any premium products. Eventually, once Block 30's off the ground, then there will be, I'm going to point people over there because we're essentially doing a lot of my strategies there. And so then it just takes away, having to do it. But on my channel, when I started, it was pretty rough. I was trying to figure out like what I was doing. It's just awkward seeing your own face and hearing your voice,
Yeah.
But every single day, I'm looking for trade setups that I would take, and it's just for fun because, you know what, crypto is it's the kind of the Wild West still, and these markets move quick. And I'm taking trades, and I'll tell you on the channel, I'm like, I bought this today, or I'm buying this tomorrow, or very soon. This is looking really nice. And I've tried to make it something where people that are they're new to crypto or they've been getting killed, they don't need to listen to some talking head that is just trying to pump and dump something, or they're just trying to sell you their premium stuff or whatever. Like, I'm trying to make this real. Like,
It
hey,
is real to me. It's
this
real
is a
to me.
coin. Look at the structure. This is the entry. And when it gets oversold, like honestly, I was gonna do it if I did a video today on XRP. That thing is ready to be sold. That thing can't keep doing what it's doing today.
I noticed, Calvin, that you put some really funny stuff like like in between before you go into your TA, you have a little video like of a dog, cat, or something happens.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. I can't even remember what they are, but they crack me up so good. And I think that's like a hook. It hooks me back into engaging what you're about.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good feedback. I just kind of a weird sense of humor, so it's always in there, you know. I'm always saying something, and I'm halfway like laughing through the entire like the joking section. I'm like, I don't know how people like that if I'm just annoying people, but it's just funny. I can't keep it in.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, because you're really pointing out our weaknesses in trading through comedy relief, like,
Yeah.
and I recognize it too. You're striking a nerve at the same time without literally telling us, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Don't do that, or
Oh yeah.
but it's funny. It's
And
funny.
one thing you'll notice that is missing on purpose is a bunch of technolese. Like I don't there are tons of indicators and I like to use certain indicators, but on my channel I've kind of purposefully not used the indicators because indicators are good to a certain point, but just because an indicator has flipped a certain way doesn't mean there's emotion that's backing that indication. There's also there could be no momentum, even though if an indicator switches. And so I like to look at it more from an emotional standpoint. Like, what's the emotion of the investors right now? Like, are people scared? Awesome. Is there structure that's showing support and people are scared? This is a hot buy. If people are over the top, so excited, they're like ready to sell their house to buy in, it's time to sell. You know what I mean?
So
And
you're
I don't need
really
an indicator for that. I can see it, you know?
so the so you could be our first emotion indicator. Not like that. How you're emotional about it, but how you tag emotion, almost like the fear and greed index, right?
Yeah. So it's funny because I guess what makes me successful at this is because I kind of take, I kind of joke around and I kind of step back from like really getting too far in.
Yeah.
And I have an insane risk tolerance. Like I can sit on a trade that's lost tons of money, and I will sit and wait and wait and wait. In fact, and on the flip side, because I've told people for weeks that Bitcoin's going to correct, and I haven't actually made a sell until 2 days ago. And currently, that was the day that it was its highest day so far. Like, I don't know how it happens, but I just kind of have a sense for it. And it's just, it all has to do with emotion. Like, here's the
Well,
emotions. We're going to put this in a box. This is what's really going on. And this is what we could probably anticipate, you know?
yeah.
It's weird. I don't know.
After watching enough of, after being in watching charts and for a while, and I really had to like step back and not so much learn the technical analysis, which I did, but I don't have any desire to do what you're doing, which is helping
Yeah.
others, and that's a huge sacrifice because you can pretty much do this yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but and
And I
if I
do.
ever did, it wouldn't be as good as others. I would be in competition of so many good YouTubers out there, and
Yeah.
I think uh, uh, like Dub Digital, I'll be interviewing him on Thursday,
Hmm.
and you and you guys seem to have that empowerment to go out there and be yourself and really show something that has never been seen before. Usually, it's character, and really love character. Um, so that's how I'm attracted to what you're doing and some of the TA that I've never seen the white, red, green, things. I just never seen those things. And some of the middle moving averages and all the lines, how you look at them, I don't get to see a lot of from other YouTubers. Also, I remember watching a video about was it the stock RSI that you were like, hey, this ain't good?
Yeah.
Majority of stock RSI is like an opposite. Uh, like,
Yeah.
like you should be doing the opposite, and you'll do better than what it's telling you. So
Yeah.
it was
So,
good stuff, and there's a lot of
yeah.
YouTubers that talk about stock.
Well, they try to impress you with their indicators, but have they even taken the time to do a back test on their own indicators? And that's what I like to do. I like to back test everything, and I
Yeah.
can program in PineScript. So I custom wrote the indicators that I use, and I'm open to suggestions too. If people are like, you know what, whenever this happens, it always seems to be a buy. Well, email that to me, and I will back test it and see if it works.
I
But
have a question. Have you ever gotten into pulse indicators?
uh, I don't. No, I guess not. I'm not sure what you mean by pulse indicators.
Usually, or they could do, pulse indicators are like the moon, the half moon, the high moon, the low moon kind of thing. And you get so many pulses through your chart. Sometimes they're dots, sometimes they're round balls on a line, and
Huh.
you recognize some pulse indicators are telling you, okay, we're about to go green. But really, you've actually developed your own thing. I want to see. We have a guy on the chat here. Let me take this off. Um, let's go to comments. So, boom. So the price prediction, that's that's out of the conversation really. But what can be looked at is Calvin's TA. So could we get into that? What did you buy? Can we do that?
Yeah, you want me to
Or
pull up the
should you
chart?
crack this price prediction right now?
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Let me do a quick share. It might look a little messy for a
It's
sec.
okay. I'm going to have to, however you share it. There it is. All right. That looks good. I'm going to put you on the top though.
All right. Okay, so this is DigiByte. Let me see if I can. I was trying to maximize the screen so that it would.
Should I get this? I think we're good. Should I
Let me
get this D out of here?
do what now?
Should I get that D, that DigiByte sign out of there?
Oh, I guess I don't know how it's coming through.
There you
No,
go.
you're okay. I'll just pull it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think you had actual full screen before.
Okay. Yeah, let me do full screen on the weekly chart.
Okay.
Kind of.
There you go.
Okay. So okay. So this is my current look at the chart right now. This is kind of the historical all-time weekly for DigiByte, and I was kind of following some of these moves because this was wild.
Yeah.
This was so crazy. And when I started Coinbook, I ended up buying a fair amount of coins. It was right in this area. Like
Oh, wow.
I had bought a lot because I was starting to see these movements ticking up, and I wanted to get a lot of inventory for the exchange. And so
Yeah.
when that kind of went down, and the price went down, it was kind of a situation. And then when we finally had things popping up, I had to figure out kind of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
But you can see here that there's a lot of action right here. So even though we've got these kind of 2 points right here, you can tell that there's a lot of history. This is probably the most important line in the history of DigiByte, this blue line that I've put in. And the reason why is because it was touched as support here. It was touched as support here. And then it was touched a few times. It found support again, and then we finally hit resistance. So I was really wondering how we would interact with that once we got into these upper ranges. And I thought for sure, since we had essentially broken through here, I was looking at this price, 361 to 400 or so, kind of this range to find resistance. And when we had this final candle, we were hit so hard with this bearish engulfing. I thought, oh man, this is not good. And so we had a final attempt at this line, and we've been selling off ever since.
Now this is DigiByte versus Bitcoin, right?
This is DigiByte versus Bitcoin, and I only trade between the two because I'm trying to increase my stash of Bitcoin
Mhm.
more than anything else. I'm not interested in getting more dollars, because if I'm trying to get more dollars, I want to be riding on the fastest horse, right?
Right.
So if DigiByte's going up versus the dollar, but it's not going up as fast as Bitcoin, then the trader in me wants to be holding Bitcoin until DigiByte starts going up faster than Bitcoin. So that's why I'm always trading against Bitcoin. So let me pull us out, and I'm going to look at the daily, because there is some good news that is starting to show up in the daily. Okay, I'll go back to maximizing the screen really quick. So this was all this wild run, and this was kind of our top that we had, and then we couldn't quite hold up above this for very long. And then the entire alt market got killed through this.
Right.
But today, the last week, probably 4 days, has been an absolute wild roller coaster on crypto. And what I'm looking at right now is even though we're in the red zone, being in the red zone isn't a bad thing. It just means that all of your trends are facing down. You've got your 200 on top, your 100-day moving average, and your 50. The 50 is moving really fast, and we won't get out of this red zone until we close above the 50. So we're going to be in this red zone for a while, but that doesn't mean that it has to just completely sell off. DigiByte right now is trading near its lows. I mean, this is about as low as we've ever been, 54 Satoshis, and we're at 124. So our downside, really worst case scenario almost, is about a 50% drop from here. But where's our upside? Our upside is really this point here. This is where we would likely find our first resistance. And 194 from 125 is a pretty decent trade. And if we formed a double bottom here, then we are likely to come up and create a higher support. If we find a higher support, then we are likely to see a turnaround.
Is that the daily?
This is daily.
So is that a higher high on the candle wick there?
Yes. So this is closing. If we closed right now, but we still have 5 hours and 10 minutes, we would close above this group, but this is still not a swing low.
Okay.
So what I'm seeing is we had a support here that broke and became resistance, and then this support broke and became resistance. We are now testing to see whether this support will become resistance or not.
Okay.
And so we are right at a decision point. We have a couple of weeks worth of support in the belt, which these ones, they didn't have this same kind of support.
Right.
So this is the best looking support. So if we do manage to break above this, then that's really good news. So what we're watching for is, can we get up to about 137 and then come back down and find a support at around 127.
So that means Bitcoin, people have to use Bitcoin to put it in DigiByte, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You see, I'm so invested and so I'm in 100% in crypto. Like honestly, I'm probably 97% crypto.
I'm 100% crypto.
Yeah. So every month, if I need cash to pay the bills, I have to sell my my Bitcoin back to USD to actually live on. So that's what I mean by I'm living on this trading. And
okay.
My philosophy in trading is that I like to take small positions. It allows me to take more risks and also decrease exposure. So for example, I'll probably buy DigiByte in the next day or two, just because this is a potential shot.
Right.
If I'm talking to others, I would say wait for this next pullback and buy when you're sold on the fact that we've had a swing low that's higher than this low here. And that's what I tell everyone to do.
Through and waiting for a retest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So we're probably a week to a week and a half away from entering this trade in the most conservative manner, because within a week we'll know if we're back down here and if we've broken below. And in a week we may have gone up a bit and found and established a next higher low. A next higher low is going to be a launch pad. This is a really high probability trade.
Huh.
But see, I'm just super patient. Like, I can sit on these things for forever. And if my largest position in any coin is 1% of my portfolio, and so I'm usually trading a half position on DigiByte, and I'll put a half position in like right around here in the next few days, because I'm cool with it going back down. Because when the next trade entry comes in, I'll put another half position, and if I'm wrong, I'll end up closing this one when we pop back up to break even, and then I'll ride the correct trade all the way up. So it decreases the pressure.
Strictly a trader. You're not an investor.
Yes,
You're mainly Bitcoin investing.
Well, funny thing is, I'm technically an investor in DigiByte, since I do have a pile that I'm not going to sell.
Oh, okay.
So I do have.
There we go.
There are very few coins that I actually am holding, and DigiByte is one of them. I had quite a lot of DigiByte in the past. I had to kind of let go of some of it during some of these wild periods, just because my exposure was too high.
Right.
But I still have a couple million DigiByte. So
wow, that's considered whale status.
Yeah, I'll be buying more down here though. Like,
we have quite a few whales in DigiByte actually.
So I'll quit sharing for a sec here.
So awesome.
Yeah, but I like DigiByte. If I had my choice of paying bills, I would rather do it in DigiByte. It's fast, it's decentralized, it just has everything you're looking for, and but it's got a few challenges. 21 billion of any coin is a lot, and that I think has been a struggle for DigiByte. If we could get more of that supply mined, that would help a lot, because I think we're about 60% out in public. So it's just, in a few more years, the fundamentals will look spectacular, and it'll just be a lot easier to hold. Right now, I love buying low, and I think where we are now is pretty decent. But
so if you guys have any questions for Calvin, anything, this is your opportunity to do it, because we're live. We do it live. And and if you leave a comment in the comments on YouTube after this live session, then now you're pressing me to, DM him and then try to get some real busy guy. He's got a family, some kid. You do have kids, right?
Yeah, I have 6 kids, man.
He does have 6. Wow. He does have a YouTube channel, Coinbook, and maybe go to one of those DigiByte TAs that he done with his video and ask him there. So if you have any questions, and please subscribe to Calvin and Coinbook. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes me think, because every day I have to think, if I was talking to my grandma, what would I tell her to buy today, or whatever. And so it makes me like, I'm already a nerd and I think about it all the time, but it gets me really thinking more, because I do a lot of strange things. Like I play the piano, so I've played for a long time. So I've been doing that. I also like to run, and I've picked up barefoot running. So I actually ran a 5K in under 20 minutes barefoot.
Wow.
Last month. So that was pretty cool. That's the fastest I've had since being old, But I've kind of got a bunch of things that I like to do, but the YouTube channel really keeps me like sharp and thinking, So I really like it.
Yeah, we need if you guys we got a couple more minutes here. If you guys have any questions for Calvin, put it up in the comments. Oh, well, he did say, did he win a t-shirt, or is he anticipating to win a t-shirt?
Actually, I did the video on Friday. You actually did win it, Michael.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, you did win it. You got to reach out to me on Twitter and I'll send it to you.
All right, there you go. You know,
That's funny.
and then we want you to surf with the green T-shirt on.
That's right.
So, hey, well, it doesn't look like everybody's popping on here. Majority of the audience is going to be a little bit through, you know, the late of the day, and
Yeah,
I
no problem.
really appreciate you giving me a chance to interview Calvin, and um, I just, I, God bless you in your journey and Block 30 Labs and your family. Tons of blessings over there. Um,
Yeah,
you know, I pray
thank
for,
you.
you know, a protection over your family and what you're doing, and just overall your path of just self-sacrifice, helping people understand through a funny and your courageous way of character and presenting what you're doing for each cryptocurrency TA, not just DigiByte, but you do all of them for the most part.
Yeah,
Whatever your audience desires, right? They ask, and you're like, "Hey, we're going to do this video," and it does take a little bit of time to do videos. I mean, you have to edit, you have to do these things.
yeah.
And he said he will put the T-shirt on with the GoPro camera.
Nice.
Yeah, do that. We want all the action with Coinbook green T-shirt on the surfing before it gets cold. Okay, before it gets cold,
Yeah,
we want Coinbook green T-shirt surfing. Okay, GoPro.
yeah. If you're lucky enough to win a T-shirt on my channel, we give them away every Friday, and I
Okay.
have, I have a pretty sweet cover letter for you. You'll see my strange sense of humor in that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I love the humor, and yeah, keep that going too because your humor is really like no impulse buying, no see, I
Yeah,
remember one, and it was either the cat was a bunch of cat food. I was like, that's so what it is. But
yeah.
just
Oh,
take
I've got one in the queue. I'm waiting for the day when Bitcoin really sells off hard, because we need one more sell off before we have footing to break the all-time high and really go. And so I've got this video of this guy that put a rubber chicken on a vacuum, and it's like, so I'm gonna be like, this is the sound my heart made when Bitcoin dropped 30%.
yes. Do you have that one, or is it about to be made?
I have yet to make it, but I've
Okay,
got like the
all right,
clip, and
you
I'm
heard
gonna
it
like
here,
box
guys.
it up. It's gonna be
Chicken
awesome.
crying on a downtrend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
okay. Well, what's this? I don't have any questions about Digibyte. Just like owning some. Oh yeah. Um, Uh, all right. Well, yeah, this is questions for Calvin. So it doesn't look like we have too many or any at all except the surfer. So it has been a good interview, and I know you have an important phone call. Calvin, it's been great having you on the show. And guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, it's on YouTube. Coinbook is it anywhere else? Twitter, follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I have a site that I haven't really. I mean, the coinbook.com is sort of. I've kind of let it go. I've sort of been doing everything on YouTube. So anyway, but yeah, you can reach out to me on Twitter. I accept DMs from people, and so people ask me questions about charts here and there, and I don't mind to do it. You know,
Yeah,
until my channel gets too big, but hey, what a wonderful problem that'll be, right?
I mean, your channel on YouTube, I'm really impressed because it has grown faster than my channel for DigiByte. Now I only do DigiByte. I don't go out and do Dash or on the Script Skynet channel. I'm really sold on the DigiByte community. Do you actually? That's a good question. Do you consider yourself to be kind of on a part of the DigiByte community, or are you not part of really any community? Like
Well, I
you
love the DigiByte community. So
okay?
like
That's
I don't follow every like update and things, but I like Jared Tate, and I like to comment on some of his stuff sometimes. And I think he knows. We met at the conference, so I know who he is, and I like him. And there's a pretty good vibe there. I love the ethos of DigiByte, and I love how fast and easy it is. It's just one of those that I would love to just use every day if I could. And
yeah.
so it'd be really nice to see this community grow. I've been surprised by other communities. There are some other communities that are pretty big. Like I didn't realize that some of these were out there. So it's fun to kind of mix and dabble in all kinds of things. But if people ask me, do I like DigiByte or am I against it? I'm always for it. I like DigiByte.
So what is this? So Ryan Sherry here is asking a question. I take it for you, Calvin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the what drawback is?
Yeah. What does it mean? And
Yeah. So what drawdown is it's if you um, did a compound interest type of investment where you were, let's say you had $100 to spend on a crypto or something, and you buy crypto and you lost 10%. So now you're at 90, and then you invested your 90 and it went down to 80. Yeah, and then you're 80, you'd had a great trade and you're back up to 100. Well, your drawdown percent
wow.
is 20%. And so what that means is that at worst case scenario, following the specific rules in that trading set, even though you lost 10% twice, your total drawdown percent would have been 80%. So that's what drawdown is. And then what was the other question?
I think it was just understanding what's entailed in that figuring
Oh,
of the statistics.
yeah. So on my site, I've kind of looked for the percent win. Yeah, it's just any trade that opens and closes higher than break even. That's a win. So you could lose 75% of your trades, but if your losses are really small and your gains are big, your average could be positive. So the percent win just shows you how comfortable you're going to sleep at night. If you like to see that you've won 75% of your trades, then you're like, oh, I'm winning more often than I'm losing. That makes me feel good. But you can still lose your shirt in that situation, because if on that fourth one you lose 50%, and on your gains you're only making 10%, you're never climbing out of that hole. So I'm always looking at everything. And the strategies I like to do are these little small buys, and I don't have to deal with draw down the same way, because if I have $1,000 to invest and I'm putting $100 in, then if I do lose 80%, I can still put $100 in, and when I reinvest, and I can still get the full benefit of a winning trade. So it kind of keeps things a little more even. And so anyway, all this is sort of built into a lot of these scripts.
Okay, well, you know what? We can end it there. It's been really good having you on the show. I know you still have an important call. I don't know exactly when that is, but you did tell me. I
Yeah,
want to make sure you make that call.
yeah, it's all good. I got you.
So, guys, hey, appreciate those that commented and asking Calvin some questions. Go to his YouTube channel, and he he does trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a living. Do you consider yourself a professional?
Yeah, I mean,
He and
I'm the
hey,
chief investment officer for Block 30. That makes me professional.
yeah, Block 30 Labs, Humble guys. He's kind of involved in that, right?
Yeah,
So just a
and
reminder there.
I do live on it. All of my trades.
So that's still going on. Anybody that's
Right.
interested in Block 30 Labs or Humble, he is within that. And so, hey, guys, it's been almost 50 minutes now. So, guys, we do this out of the kindness of our heart. This Script Skynet channel, the DigiByte Talk channel, please, anything would help. $5, $10, big donors. It doesn't matter. $1, some DigiByte. I do have a DigiByte address down in the description. And go and follow Calvin Waite, Coinbook on YouTube. You'll greatly benefit. I promise you. It's helped me a lot. And he's funny, and he's got a great character. He'll never offend you. Calvin? Well, you
Challenge
know what I'm
accepted.
saying, guys. He won't come out and attack you for your stupidity, because I admit sometimes I am stupid, but he's really kind about it and everything. Calvin, thank you for being on the show. I'm going to end it here. Wave to everybody,
Hey,
and
thanks.
I'm
It's been
going to do
fun.
the outro. Thanks, Calvin.
See ya.